Hi, this is Dan Sellers,
And Sammy Castle.
and we're from Wreak Havoc Productions. We're here in front of the beautiful Carolina Theater in downtown Greensboro, home of the Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival.
The dates are September
22nd,
22nd, 23rd here at Carolina Theater. If you've got any submissions, we'd love to see those. Check us out at wreakhavocproductions.com, the Wreak Havoc Film Buffs podcast,
Wreak Havoc Horror Filmfest.com.
Original Hollywood Horror Show, Sammy the Comic Book Man. What else can I plug?
Midnight Shift.
Yeah, Midnight Shift. Yes, our new short. We're getting ready to start soon.
And best of all, you're watching Deadheaddaddy's Creepy Things.
Check him out. Support him. Good guy.
Thanks.
Klaatu, Veranda.
Hey, sorry about that. Just doing a little light reading. Anyways, welcome to the sinister 6th episode of Deadheaddaddy's Creepy Things. I want to thank you all for checking us out and sticking with us. It's been great so far. So, before we get into all the cool, creepy, fun things we have in store for you on this episode, I want to first thank Creepsville666 for this awesome EC Comics t-shirt. I really like it a lot. That was great of them. I also want to ask you guys to check out a new friend of ours, the Hillbilly Horror Show. Really funny stuff. They do some cool shorts. Definitely check them out as well. We'll be working on a contest related to them here real soon. So, without further ado, let's get into all the creepiness, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Reels for the Wretched. Alright, welcome once again to Reels for the Wretched. I really do like this part of the show, because I get to share a whole bunch of obscure, independent movies you don't really get to hear about most other places. So, let's start off with Addicted to Murder. Whoa. The trilogy. Not just one, all three of them. Anyways, what can I say about Addicted to Murder? To be honest, I really wanted to enjoy this trilogy. It's a very cool concept about this guy who, as a child, witnessed a vampire attacking someone in the woods by his home. Because of that trauma, he not only became obsessed with this vampire, but he also becomes a serial killer. Through the process of the whole trilogy, he eventually gets turned into a vampire himself, and then becomes a vampire hunter. But here's the problem. The actor who played Joel is not a bad actor at all, and actually the character Joel was really interesting. But after the first movie, they kind of have so much going on, you don't really get to see him. And that's the problem. This trilogy has so much going on, it's hard to follow. The other thing is, because it has so much going on, and it's hard to follow, as your buddy the Deadheaddaddy was trying to watch these movies to give them a fair review, I kept falling asleep. So, as much as I really wanted to like these movies, really cool concept, unfortunately, they just didn't hold my interest well enough. So, I cannot recommend those movies. A movie I can recommend, though, is The Before Time. I really dug that movie. The Before Time is another found footage film. I know we're getting tired of those, but this one was neat. It's about two rival news anchors trying to film a documentary together about this haunted area in the desert. They're also trying to look for a mysterious treasure. Well, they of course get caught up with some Native American legends, which naturally leads to death and destruction, our favorite things. So, it was very well done. The acting is great. Again, found footage, as much as we are kind of tired of them, are great for low-budget filmmakers because you don't need all these bells and whistles. So I do definitely think you should check out The Before Time. As always, links to these movies or their websites will be below in the comments. I'd also appreciate if you saw these movies, have a different opinion or the same opinion, let me know. Comment on my videos. I'd love to hear from you guys. Alright, we got lots more coming up. Erudition of the Damned. Alright, I like to read. Do you like to read? You better. Anyway, I got a couple really cool books to recommend for you guys today. The first one is called Dun Dun Dun, Insane Tales from the Dead. This is from Caustic Comics, and I really liked this book. Yes, it is absolutely a low-budget comic book, but the thing is, I was a comic book collector in the 80s and early 90s, and I can remember being a kid and seeing these horror books that were kind of like off limits. They were so dark and scary that you felt like you were reading something you weren't allowed to, that you weren't supposed to. Insane Tales has that feeling, but it also has a nice balance of being a little more accessible to the masses, that it's not so terrifying and gory that it'll turn people off. Great stories, really fun artwork. I do definitely recommend these guys. I got 3 books out right now, and it was a lot of fun to read the book. Thank you guys for sending me that. Another book I want to recommend really quick is Kentucky Kaiju. Yes, this book was also really, really fun. It's not a big, drawn-out story or explanation of why there's kaiju in Kentucky. It's just a book with pictures and descriptions of kaiju in that state. It's just fun, nice artwork, really fun read. It's light, easy, something even for your creepy little kitties. If you're trying to introduce them to horror, this would be a great way to do it. So I definitely recommend both of those books. You need to be reading, boys and ghouls. Read your books.
Rubber City Pop Culture Fest, May 26th through the 28th in Akron's East End. Check them out at rcpcfest.com. Admission is only $15, and the Deadheaddaddy will be appearing there on the 27th, so hope to see you there. Macabre Melodies.
Alrighty, it's that time once again for me to recommend some macabre melodies for you guys. I really dig music. I was raised on it by my dad, who's addicted to music, basically, so I've got a lot of opinions on it. Anyways, the first band that I want to recommend would be Ghost, or as they were formerly called in the United States, Ghost BC. A lot of people call them a metal band, but I think it's their sound is so unique, they don't know how to label them. I consider them more of a prog rock band, but with a satanic undertone, which they say is completely just for fun, just because they're such horror movie fans. They had to do this concept, and they run with it. It's so much fun. Their videos are great. I've recommended a few videos on my playlist, on my YouTube channel, so definitely check that out. They're just a fun band, so I hope you guys dig them. Next, we have Lord Eye. Now, I got into Lord Eye because I grew up listening to Gwar. And Lord Eye is a very similar concept, but let's be honest, with a little bit better musical talent. So, if you like theatrical, crazy makeup and metal, check them out. Also, they have a really cool video on my playlist that is definitely a tribute to the Evil Dead movies. And you know how I love Evil Dead. So check that out. Finally, I want to recommend our friends at the Midnight Syndicate. Midnight Syndicate, which is from my home state of Ohio, is just really cool instrumental music that's great background. if you have a haunted house, if you're playing the game Zombies or Overkill or something like that. They're just fun, great, well done background music. Maybe get the rights to ask from them if you're working on a movie and put it in it, because it would be great for a horror movie. Alright, guys. Thanks for checking this out. Alright, groovy ghoulies. Thanks again for checking out our show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we do, making this monstrosity for you. As always, everything we talk about is listed in the comments, their websites, links how to get a hold of them. Please, if you enjoy our show, make sure you are liking our Facebook page, subscribing to our channel, and sharing these videos everywhere you can. We got lots of big things coming. We're working on a whole bunch of new friends and partners, working on comic book convention appearances and everything. So we need your help, but I do appreciate your support. Alright, have a great week, and as always, stay creepy. Ah, ha, ha.